I'm Barbara McInnes, President and CEO of the Community Foundation of Ottawa. In 2006, we began producing a report called Ottawa's Vital Signs, an annual checkup on the quality of life in our community. Presenting indicators on 11 key issue areas, the report is a compilation of data from a wide variety of sources, many of them local. From the outset, the Community Foundation of Ottawa has been privileged to have the assistance of a high-caliber group of volunteer research experts. With me now is Mr. Charles Barrett, a retired senior executive of the Conference Board of Canada, this year's chair of the Vital Signs Advisory Committee. Charles, what makes this report different from other indicator reports that have been produced before, and how do you see it being particularly useful to this community?
Well, I guess the first point is there are lots of indicator reports, for sure. And actually, I think that's a good thing because it says we want to debate issues and manage by facts. And that would be true of the city, just as it's true more generally. But what I think makes Vital Signs really unique is that it takes a broad perspective. It doesn't just deal with the environment or social problems or the economy. Rather, it tries to look across at everything that makes a community successful.
We're particularly interested in having people use this report for the kinds of things you suggest, getting public dialogue going and so on. For that, though, they need to be able to rely on the data. And can you talk a little bit about the integrity of the data that is contained in the report?
Well, I think when we started the process a year ago, we recognized that was absolutely essential. Our role is not to advocate, but rather to report in an objective, unbiased fashion. And so what we did was establish a group of experts who spent a lot of time debating what would be a good set of indicators and looking at the sources so that we knew that they were reliable, that the data was accurate, and that the indicators actually measured what they purported to measure. So I think that's one of the real strong points of Vital Signs. This is not aimed at people who want to look at research in depth because most people, frankly, are too busy for that. They leave it to the professionals. But what they can be assured of is that there are some professional researchers that have taken a good hard look at what's in the report.
Charles, this work wasn't done in a vacuum. We obviously did more than just go through reams of research data. Could you describe a little bit how we got the community involved?
Absolutely. You're completely right. It wasn't just a question of researchers gathering in a room. We went out and held a whole series of community consultations around particular themes, cross-section of people from Ottawa who came and spent a morning with us talking about where their priority issues were and giving us their ideas about indicators. Interestingly, I think people saw great value in that dialogue itself, and it certainly helped us an awful lot as we finalized the list of indicators.
Diane Urquhart has joined me now. She's here to share her views on the value of Ottawa's Vital Signs report to the community, and particularly as it relates to her work as Executive Director of the Social Planning Council of Ottawa. Bonjour, Diane.
Bonjour.
Depuis de nombreuses années, vous suivez des tendances sociales à Ottawa et vous effectuez des recherches vraiment importantes pour la communauté. What do you think of how the Ottawa Vital Signs report is presenting community data?
Well, we think there are a couple of very important things. One is that the report does present on a variety of themes. So there are many issues that residents in the community might be concerned about or interested in, and the report really covers many of those themes. So in that way, it's very effective. That generally people can find issues that interest them in the report. The other thing that we find really helpful about it is it's very concise. It's very accessible to people, and it presents key facts in a way that people can really get a grasp on the core elements of any of these issues in which they might be interested.
Quelle est, à votre avis, la principale qualité du rapport?
il y a beaucoup de qualités qui sont importantes. Le plus important, je pense, le rapport est une bonne sommaire de qualité de vie à Ottawa. Et dans l'âge d'information, les gens peuvent être débordés de l'information. Chaque jour, il y a un autre problème ou difficulté ou situation sur laquelle ils sont encouragés d'être engagés. Et le rapport donne un bon sommaire de plusieurs des thèmes. Et dans ce sens, ça donne à les gens une opportunité de trouver les choses les plus importantes dans la future de la ville, par le point de vue de qualité de vie. L'autre chose, c'est bien accessible aux gens, c'est simple, c'est clair. Et une autre chose qui est vraiment importante est la crédibilité de la fondation communautaire. So, ça veut dire qu'il y a des informations. So the Community Foundation has taken information from a lot of different sources and has gathered it together in a way that really gives people an opportunity to know where to go as well if they want further information on any of the issues.
The Community Foundation wants to thank the Social Planning Council for so generously sharing the information that you've gathered over the years. It forms a really important part of the report for us as well.